All right, so we're officially at the portage point, and we're all soaked, completely soaked. It's because Esme started tipping our canoe and accidentally tipped their canoe too, and that's why we're all so wet.
No, it's the rain.
Oh, yeah, it's been raining nonstop all morning. July 21st, 2020. Getting ready to head out to Killarney Provincial Park. The kids are all stuffed in the Yeti. It's a little packed right now. Let's give you a shot. Told you they were all packed in there.
I know, now it's not.
Got enough space in there, kids?
No.
There's the most space.
Okay.
Well, I have
All right.
space, but I can't.
But are you excited?
Yeah.
What's the big plan for today?
Swimming! Sleep and ride. Swimming. No.
Riding. Okay. There's no swimming, Esther.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Looking at the water. Trying not to puke.
On the ferry. Getting on the ferry, right? We're taking the Delica on the ferry from the Bruce Peninsula up to the Manitoulin Island. Trying to find somewhere to sleep before we head into the park tomorrow.
I will try not to feel seasick.
All right.
Not seasick,
All right, I'm gonna get a little view of this.
It's the highest it can go.
No, smile. You're on camera.
Yeah, you're on candid camera.
It's the highest this can go.
I don't know. All right, say bye. Say bye to your friends in the video, Esme. Yay, next morning, eh? Hey, Asher, we're getting ready to head out. What do you think? Tired? Ready for a full day canoeing?
Yes.
Astrid, wait, anyone, where's the pencil thing?
Let's go check out where we camped last night, night before. Jill and Astrid was in the Delica, actually. Esme and I in the tent, and Mino's still in his hammock. Not bad. We're here at Widgewa Lodge. Pretty awesome property. And, you know, the west entry point to Killarney. You live in here, Milo?
No.
No. You gotta get up, dude. Start getting ready. We gotta head out. Alright, more later. Now we're trying to set off. It's nothing but pouring rain so far. First day, we're at Widgewa Lodge. And we've packed up the canoes, put a tarp over the stuff inside, and getting ready to go. We're all pretty soaking wet. And so is our equipment, I think. So we'll see what the day brings. If we get some sunlight this afternoon where we can dry stuff out when we get to camp, that'd be fantastic. But we'll see. Making my way, I just moved the car back up to the top and making my way down to the waterfront so we can get out of here. Hey Astrid, turn your bottom hand over. Yes, grab it there. And grab down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Right there, see the little yellow guy right there? To your right. Actually, to your right. Yeah. Esme, what kind of shoes do you want? You want to step out when it gets shallow? Right there? By the time we reached the takeout point on the southeast shore of Cranberry Bay, we were all cold and wet. The paddling had gone well. Jill and Milo proved themselves to be steady and consistent, while the girls and I interspersed strong and fast segments with regular rests. The rain, heavy at times and misty at others, lasted our entire morning paddle from Widgewa. So while some of us dreaded the portage from Brood Lake up to Grays, the hope that the work would warm us up had us all finding something to anticipate. How do you know it's the end? How do you guys feel after that?
No.
Let me know.
I'm not done yet.
Not done what?
Going to the back.
Well, yeah, no, we got another trip tonight. Is it cold or no?
Yes.
You're standing right there?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can stand. I'm gonna have to go under the water though. Well, I don't want to get eaten though.
You won't. That's so good.
This is the view here at Grace Lake. Turned into a beautiful day after an incredibly wet slog through the lakes and the portage. Here we go. I'm going in. Oh, this is a lot. Wow, it's so good. I like it, man. So what? Was it worth the hype?
This summer I did the backstroke, and you know that that's not all.
All right, I want to get the point when you guys jump it
And the
out.
butterfly and the old Australian crawl. The old Australian crawl. This summer I swam in a public place in a
right, here we go, here we go.
reservoir to boot.
All right, jump
At the
out.
latter I was informal.
I'm
At the
recording.
former I wore my suit. I wore my swimming suit, yeah.
Nice one.
This summer I did swan dives and jackknives for you all. But once when you weren't looking,
Why was it flopping?
This summer I went swimming. This summer I might have drowned, but I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around. Moved my arms around.
The paddling, portaging, and swimming took the toll on all of us. After devouring some camp chili and roasting a few marshmallows, we were all ready for bed. Comforted by the soothing sounds of summer in the backcountry, a deep sleep settled over all of us. But it did not last too long. Morning came, and one by one we emerged, re-energized
How is it,
and ready
Astrid?
to spend the day exploring Grace Lake.
Let me find it.
Some good swimming here then. Was it worth the hike yesterday and the canoe trip?
Yes. But I wish there wasn't that much driving.
Oh yeah, beforehand, eh? What about the rain yesterday? Was that miserable?
Yeah, that was miserable.
How'd you feel before we started portaging? Right after we finished canoeing.
Oh, I felt awful. With my mouth under.
Were you cold?
Yes, I was freezing.
But we had a fire last night, right?
Yeah, and it warmed me up.
That's good. You roasting marshmallows?
Uh-huh. I roasted 3 marshmallows.
Nice.
I wanted to roast 4, but
3 of those big maple marshmallows.
yeah, I wanted to roast 4, but you guys wouldn't allow me, even if I asked.
That was Mom. I wouldn't let you either, though. I shouldn't be mean. All right. I think I might have to jump in.
Yeah.
After a quick swim, we set off to explore. Since we weren't moving campsites until the next morning, we had the luxury to spend most of the day climbing around the quartzite ridges that surrounded Grace Lake. We headed up the North Ridge to look for Carmichael's Rock, a favorite sketching spot of Franklin Carmichael, a famous Group of 7 painter whose life and work are tied to these hills. Though his perch eluded us, we were consoled by the views of the lake and, once we reached the summit, the unimpeded panorama of northern Ontario. Sweat-drenched and sufficiently parched, we made our way back down to the water's edge to do a different kind of exploring. There wasn't another living soul in sight, which meant the lake's islands were ours for the day. We swam around them, investigated their secrets, and mused about heady things like the nature of the modern Canadian identity.
Do you feel Canadian, especially Canadian on that trip?
I don't know if I'm Canadian.
Well, you're swimming in cold lakes in the mountains. That's pretty Canadian. That's part of your identity. And you canoed to get here. So now do you feel especially Canadian?
Sure.
Even though you were born in the United States?
Sure.
This is part of your Canadianness. You're learning. The woman at the lodge yesterday told me when I said that the kids haven't really done trips like this, she said, oh, you've got to. Otherwise they're not Canadian. She said, we like to think that we make lots of Canadians at this lodge.
I'm so cold.
Esme figured out what to do to warm up. She's got her quartz sunning table here. Alright, let's check out this place. It's just one huge slab of quartz. A little bit of moss grown on top. Super cool. Hey Esme, come check out this fireplace when you warm up. A little fire out here on the island. It's pretty awesome. Tomorrow's gonna be a tough day with all the portaging tomorrow. Nellie, I'm like Nellie. Don't hit them. C stroke. C.
Not cool.
C. Very good. Nice C strokes there.
I'm like, why?
Oh, wow. Okay. We ate dinner early. The kids were eager to move on to roasting marshmallows and curling up in their sleeping bags. Although we hadn't moved camp, it had been a full day. As another night fell over Grace Lake, Jill and the kids, one by one, made their way to bed. I turned my attention to the night sky. I was eager to get a few more shots of the stars before heading to my own hammock. As I gazed upward, my mind wandered to what the morning would bring. Truth be told, I was a bit worried about what lay ahead. We had a lot of work in store for us, and I was realizing that the cancer treatment had left me weaker than I thought. I remembered the mantra of the trip, however. When you're faced with difficulty, dig in and let yourself be surprised by what you can accomplish. We're leaving our campsite on Grace Lake, and we're heading up to the massive, brutal portage to Nellie. Are you girls excited?
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Well,
All right, and there's Jill and Milo way up ahead. Let's see if we can catch up with them real quick. Put you on 10 paddles. We got a little ways to go, but it's not that far. You mean our entire trip or our canoe trip for a day? Well, we've got all today and all tomorrow.
And every day with friends scrubbed and ready.
We must be paddling harder than you because we're about to catch up.
Hey Mom, we mustard be catching up because we're paddling. We're paddling faster than you because we mustard.
Because we're about to catch up. Are you annoyed with me?
No, the other one's way back there.
Okay, just chill here for a second. Alright, so as you guys can see, today's portage starts by going, you know, straight up. Well, at least it starts out flat.
Yeah.
You gonna grab that, Jill? Huh? It's way better than yesterday, I'm telling you. But don't carry it. I mean, if you want to carry it. I'll take the canoe if you want to carry it.
Cancer ridden, I feel like you are much stronger. Like, basically infinitely.
I just record that, so have it for all of posterity. We're ready.
Okay, let's go, guys.
You guys ready?
You just have to grab that. Where's the camera? In that?
It's in there.
My heart is pounding, hot in my chest again. I need you now and everything you know. 'Cause I am indebted to you, know it, you know it. I am indebted to you. It's true. Goodbye, grace. No other words I'd rather say than goodbye, grace. There are no other words I'd rather say than goodbye, grace. I never want to see your face. Goodbye, grace. I never want to see your face again. See your face again. See your face again. See your face again.
Ooh-wee.
That was, as Jill, channeling her inner Kevin Callan put it, one nasty portage. In A Paddler's Guide to Killarney in the French River, Callan claims that the only thing that makes all the anguish and torment worthwhile is Nellie Lake's stunning beauty. But Milo and I weren't done. Jill and the girls went off to find a spot to make lunch and swim, while Milo and I headed back down to get the other canoe and final pack. We only had a few hours on Nellie before we needed to make another portage down to Murray. Nellie is notoriously difficult to book and didn't have a single opening when I reserved sites for this trip, but we didn't want to completely miss out on the lake's famed clear blue water.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. All right, stroke. Is that them over there on the point, straight ahead? Oh, why'd they go to that side? All right, let's head for that. Yeah, we're going. Nope. I mean, my ego. What?
You can see all those trees.
How crazy is this water?
Yeah, you can see all this, but it's super cold. Like I could step in right. Remember that song? Well, I don't know.
Esme, what do you think of that portage?
Oh. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
Oh, I hurt my shoulder.
At least we're done for the day, right?
No, we have another portage.
Well, at least we got to see this beautiful lake, right? It's cold. Astor doesn't seem to think it's cold.
That's because
Is it? It's like super crazy blue, eh?
Hey, turn it back to me.
Here we go. Go.
Hello, we are currently at our second portage place.
You pick up your feet, go right there. Sit on that rock there and don't move. Let your feet dry.
Bye.
Alright, I let them go a little bit ahead. Got the canoe on Jill and she's off. I gotta come back for this canoe and I've got the huge pack on right now. Last portage of the day from Nellie down to Murray. At least it's mostly downhill. But that last one almost killed us up to Nellie. from Grace. We'll see how this goes. I know it's starting out uphill, but apparently it's mostly down and completely brutal. This is the reason why people tend to do the loop the direction we're doing it, so they don't have to come up this, even though that would have meant that you get 2 downs. So we'll see how this goes. There's Jill ahead, catching up with her, and the girls are in front of her, and Milo actually took off with one of the other packs. He's trying to get down as fast as possible so we can get back up and grab the other pack. We originally thought maybe I'd do the canoe in addition to this huge pack, but Jill didn't think it was a good idea, and we're kind of out of, it'd be hard to get to things to strap the paddles on. So whatever, we'll just see how it goes. Oh my God. Yeah. Is there anything I can do to help? That rock seemed pretty decent when I stepped on it right there. I try to, yeah, keep coming back this way. You're all right, you're almost gonna clear that behind you. Now you're clear that behind you. This is the big step. So, I don't know, where do you wanna go? I wouldn't go for there, I'd go maybe for right here. Is there anything I can do to help? Do you want to put it down and then we'll like carry it over? You sure?
I didn't see that coming. Wait, look.
Yeah. There, and then down one more. You got it? Okay, let me get out of your way. That was the hardest part.
You can't do this on your own.
What?
You can't do this all on your own. You have to have someone with you.
I can do it. There's no way.
No, but what I mean is, I'm not saying to double. I'm saying you have to have someone with you.
I mean, we can tell Milo to wait for me. I mean, I think I'll be all right. Good job. Oh my gosh, that was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how Mom made that down.
As I was going down it, I was like, how long did I do that?
Fucking. Careful, it might be slippery, as Esme found out.
It's slippery and most of them aren't stable.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a look at it. Ah, I went a little too fast.
Yeah, you'll be back there. There you are, you're back.
My socks aren't wet even though I went in that.
Keep walking, Astrid. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Keep going. Go, 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 go. All right. Man, screw this. Yep. Just bottoming out. Yeah, I know.
There's some slippery parts on the left side of that.
You're right.
Footage-wise, our trek mostly ends during this descent from Nellie to Murray.
Yeah.
In some ways, that can be said for our trip to the La Cloche Mountains in general. As Kevin Callan puts it, once you reach Murray Lake,
That was brutal.
the mountains of La Cloche seem to disappear, and the glorious vistas give way to a diverse system of swamp and fen. You're in the lowlands here, where the quartzite changes to granite, and the hemlock and pine change to mostly maple and birch. There's beauty in this topography and ecosystem, but it's a beauty that we're already familiar with. There's not much to say about the final night of Murray. We were tuckered, and the mosquitoes were as thick as I've seen them since my childhood in Alaska. Jill and the girls had camp set up by the time Mile and I returned from our second trip down from Nellie. The bugs chased everyone into their tents or hammocks before dinner was even done.
After yesterday, this is gonna feel like a walk in the park, eh? And the crazy thing is, we essentially did 6 total trips on those 2 portages. Goodbye, Grace. Hey guys. And there's a towel back there, the mom dropped.
If not for the deer flies, the final day paddling down Howry Creek would have been quite enjoyable. It's teeming with activity. As it began to open up in Charlton Lake, however, our trip back to Widgewa became bloody difficult. The wind picked up, whitecaps were visible, and it was all the girls and I could do to stay on course and not be blown all over the lake. We hugged the coastline and were quite happy to finally reach the lodge, the Yeti, and to begin our drive home. We will remember this trip for years to come. For me, personally, it began as a way to continue my mental recovery from the stem cell transplant that I had undergone 11 months earlier. And I can't thank my family enough for humoring me. I was itching to get back out in the woods and reclaim some semblance of normality. It was also a way to gauge my physical state after cancer, chemo, transplant, and my ongoing maintenance therapy. don't know how many more of these trips into the backcountry I have in me. My body's persistent response to therapy will dictate that, but I plan to continue them for as long as my body will allow. The trip also gave us an escape from the monotony that our lives in the pandemic had become. I think we all welcome that immensely, even if each of us was happy in our own ways to begin our drive back south. While the kids are not eager to jump right back in a canoe, they haven't sworn off that future possibility. As Esme put it when I asked about a potential short fall trip, "I think we need a bit more time, Daddy." Well, fair enough. But if nothing else comes of it, I hope the trip inspires them to continue taking on new experiences with a positive attitude and to allow themselves to be surprised by what they can accomplish when doing so. What do you think about the crunchy granola bars?
I'm grody.
What? They're the best.
No, not.
What about you, Astrid? What do you think about the crunchy ones?
I've never had them. Yes, you have.
The honey ones.
They break my teeth. I don't like those.
Milo, what about you?
They're good.
See? He knows what he's talking about.